What's up, positive people? You got Dana here. Vlog day number 4. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of already over it. It's really hard to come up with like good topics to vlog on, but the good thing about having to vlog every day is, you know, it gets easier and easier as each day passes. So for this particular video, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of living in Atlanta, because I know a lot of people, because reality TV, are starting to flock to the city to get what they're seeing on reality TV. And I guess this video, not just to be pros and cons, is to give you what to expect when you come here. Obviously, the pros are, if you are an artist, whether you are singing, dancing, modeling, acting, you can come here and get your foot in the door. One, because we're a lot smaller than a lot of the big entertainment hubs like LA and New York. And also because it's, like I said, it's small. It's very small knit. If you know someone, if you make a connection with someone, because of 7 degrees of separation, someone who knows someone can help you get your foot in the door. As far as a con, the traffic here is terrible. We have some of the worst traffic in the nation. It's literally bumper to bumper. Our rush hour usually lasts about 2.5 to 3 hours, from the peak clock in hours to the peak clock out hours. So for us here in Georgia, rush hour can usually last between, God, maybe even longer than that. I'd say rush hours between like 7 and 10, and then, you know, clock in, and then maybe from like 3 to 6, possibly later if there are car accidents and stuff like that. A pro, I would say, is the cost of living is really cheap. You can get a studio apartment here in Atlanta, maybe not in a favorable part of town, but you can find a studio apartment, and sometimes even a 1-bedroom apartment, sometimes for as cheap as $450 a month. And for anyone who is good with their math, you can make rent on minimum wage here in Georgia. You'll be struggling, but you can make rent if your if your rent is $450 a month. A con is that as far as classes here in Georgia, there's a big disparity. If that is that the word? No, there's a big difference between the rich and the poor here. If you are rich, you are rich here in Georgia. If you are poor, you are poor. There's really the middle class here in Georgia is actually declining as far as jobs and job creation is concerned. I don't feel like they're doing a good enough job of creating jobs for college graduates and just for the middle class in general. So what you'll often find here, and it is a pro and a con depending on which way you look at it, is there are a lot of foreclosures here in Georgia. So on one end, if you have the money to buy properties, you're getting them for pennies on the dollar. There are condominiums in some parts of Metro Atlanta, not the city of Atlanta, but within the perimeter, for as cheap as like $10,000. They're fixer-uppers, but once they're fixed up, you can rent them out and make your money back the first year. And on that same token, because there are a lot of foreclosures, for the people that are holding on to their homes, the property value of their homes are going down because of the amount of foreclosures around their homes. So yeah, if you are looking to buy, it's a great time to buy here in Georgia because prices are at an all-time low. But if you are looking to sell, it is really hard to sell for what it was you initially invested into your home. Another pro, I would say, is we have really great weather. We have all 4 seasons. Compared to the north, our winter isn't that bad. We rarely get snow, and when we do, the city shuts down. So as far as like snow days and stuff like that, we do get snow days. People here in Georgia don't really know how to handle snow, and we definitely don't know how to drive over ice. So when the roads get iced over and stuff like that, people typically don't go to work. I remember I actually had a situation where I had to go to work and I drove through ice, and yeah, shout out to all you people up north that are able to drive through ice. And mind you, I had high performance tires and I was still slipping and sliding and calling all my Hail Marys to Jesus, scared that I was gonna crash my car into a median or crash my car into someone else. A con I would say is if you enjoy vacationing and going to the beach and stuff like that, regardless of which direction you are going in, I think the least amount of time it would take to get to the coast is maybe 5 hours, because Savannah from Atlanta is about a 5-hour drive. So if you're looking to get to the beach, yeah, driving, it's not a coastal state. I mean, we've got coast, but like I said, it's 5 hours away. So in that respect, that's an issue if you're the type of person that enjoys beach vacationing, unless you fly. But driving, you know, it's what, 8 hours, 9 hours to Tampa, 13 hours straight to Miami. That can be a long drive for someone who's not used to that. Obviously, being that I was born and raised here, I don't see that to be a big issue. I enjoy beach vacationing, and I just think that the long travel to get to, you know, like the Tampas and Orlandos of the world, it's worth it for what it is Georgia has given me. If you, okay, a con, a pro. I'd say that a pro is we've got a lot of great cultural great cultural things. If you're interested in art and things like that, there's a High Art and Museum. If you're interested in theater, there's a Fox Theater. There's what's the name of that playhouse? 10th Street Playhouse, something like that, down in Midtown. There's a lot of like off-Broadway style productions that go on here. Obviously, Tyler Perry got his start here in the Chitlin circuit. So if you're someone who enjoys live theater, there's tons of that here in Georgia. Lots of like your favorite black actors do a lot of off-Broadway stuff here in Georgia. And con, I would say, if you're more of a liberal person, Georgia is considered a red state. So as far as like same-sex marriage and being loose on immigration and things of that nature, we're in the Bible Belt, so we're a conservative state politically and things like that. So if you're one of those people that's a little more left-leaning, then this might not be the state for you. But overall, if I had to tell anybody to come here, I would say that right now, if you are going to come to Georgia, come, you know, with some money already in your pocket. Come with a job already in place, because as far as the job market is concerned, it's very competitive here. Jobs are hard to come by. So people that are looking for jobs are having a hard time finding them. You're having to compete with natives. So it's important that you have the credentials, you have the background, your resume is stellar, and you're prepared to compete, because for every one job, there's 20 to 30 people competing for that one position. However, on the flip side, cost of living is cheap. People are fairly friendly. This is a transplant city. I failed to mention that. This is a city now of out-of-towners. Most of the people that live here in Georgia aren't even originally from Georgia. So as far as